Hello, y'all, and welcome to another story time brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How are you all doing out there today, evening, real late at night, real early in the morning, in the middle of the afternoon? Whatever time of day it is, wherever you are around the globe. I hope that you all are doing absolutely delightful. And I hope that you all have read or you're planning to read for at least 30 minutes, y'all. That's what's up. Well, I want to share with you guys really quickly about something that I want you to make sure that you do when your children start back that dreaded S word. School. I know the kids are like, why she gonna talk about that? It's a couple weeks away. Oh my God. Well, hey, guess what? It needs to be talked about. It's gonna happen. So go ahead. We about to talk about this right now. But as I tell my kids, school is not something that you should think about in terms of, okay, I'm going to send you somewhere to be educated. No, your schooling, your education starts at home, period. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer as parents, we should be empowering our children and reminding them daily that education begins at home so that you can stop the mindset of, okay, I'm going to send my babies away to school. They went to college for this, to teach. This is their niche. They have degrees. They got bachelor's and master's, PhDs, and all of that stuff. So they did all of that learning to teach my baby. So I ain't got to worry about it. No. Please do not have that attitude, period, point blank. Empower your children and remind them so they understand that education begins at home. The parents are the child's first teachers, period. But what you can do when you are talking to these teachers, when you're trying to find out what's going on in your children's classrooms, one of the first things you need to ask the teachers is, are you reading aloud to the kids? And then next, how often are you doing it? Why? Because there's too much research, too much studies that have been shown that reading aloud to children is linked to a child's reading success, period. Period, point blank. As a matter of fact, that's why I quote a lot from this book. You see, my cover is gone as I've been wearing this book out too, the Read Aloud Handbook by Jim Trelease. And a lot of teachers, actually, they take a lot of tips from this man and the research that he has done when it's centered around reading aloud to kids and how successful they become in terms of readers, writers, their vocabulary, their comprehension skills, attention span, critical thinking, problem solving, all of that stuff is linked to reading aloud. Reading, period, but definitely with reading aloud. All right, so you make sure you ask those teachers that. And if they're saying, oh, okay, we're doing it sometimes, or, when we get around to it, or we have other things that we have to take care of, no, you have to make sure that you're letting them know that, okay, that should be a part of their instructional time as well. Reading aloud. All right, it shouldn't be something that's considered separate or like that's like an added bonus. No, that should be incorporated into the curriculum, period. And as I'm telling you, I'm telling myself. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, number one, I didn't do that with my older children. I actually just started this kind of fairly recently, and one of the reasons why, again, is because of the fact I promote reading aloud. We have an organization called ABC Read, and that is one of our main focuses of that organization, is to read aloud to kids. And also, I am a reading tutor for pre-K through third graders, as well as a reading motivator, because I understand the need, the necessity to read aloud to your children, period. So with that being said, this is the empowerment zone, all right? So be prepared. Have your arsenal ready because you want your children to be ready, period. All right, y'all. That's what's up. Now, speaking of reading aloud, I guess I need to go ahead and get to that. Oh, yeah. By the way, Fish in a Tree, Lynda Mullaly Hunt is the author. This book, again, Allie Nickerson, all right? This young girl, 6th grade, struggling with reading. She has a reading disability called dyslexia. And now we are at the point of the book to where it's close to the end. She has developed a lot of confidence. She is class president, and she has developed a lot of, courage now. She's speaking up now more for herself. So a lot of great things have happened since she has gotten the help that she needed with her reading. So I'm about to read to you all chapter 46, which is titled Flying Tigers and Baby Elephants. Well, Allie, Albert says to me at lunchtime, before I really knew you, I used to call you the Flying Tiger. Ooh, Albert, that's a great name, Keisha says. Like fierce. Like nobody messes with her, right? I wish that described me, but it doesn't. Why in the world would he nickname me that? I thought that Albert paid more attention to things. I look up and he is watching me. Well, he asks, aren't you wondering why I called you that? I shrug. It's not an insult, just my observation. I shrug again. Fine, tell me then. Before the United States entered World War II, there were a bunch of American pilots in China. They were called the Flying Tigers. They flew those planes with the shark teeth on the nose. Wait, I say, my dad and brother love those planes. He nods once as I try hard to shake out the mind movie of me as an airplane. They did not have many planes, so they would repaint them every few missions, change a bit of the design and the number so that the Japanese would think there were far more of them than there really were. I sort of know what he means. I've watched you, trying to figure out how to repaint yourself for other people all the time, trying to make them think one thing about you when the opposite was true. Like with the teachers, always getting sent to the office. Wow, I can't believe Albert noticed all this. Okay, Keisha asks, do you name everyone like that? I like analogies. They interest me. They help me understand. What about me? Did you have a nickname for me? He hesitates. Okay, Professor, spill it, Keisha says. He bites his lip. Listen, you better tell me and tell me now. The baby. What? The baby? Are you kidding me? She gets a great name like the Flying Tiger and you call me the baby? What the heck is that supposed to mean? He turns red. I didn't want to offend you. Well, it's just a little too late for that. I'm going to send you into space where no man has gone before. No kidding. Is Keisha quoting Star Trek now? The girl has lost her mind. I called you the baby because when you're quiet, you're taking everything in. But when you want something, you're loud about it and usually get your way pretty fast. I burst out laughing. Oh man, Keisha, that is just too perfect. She folds her arms with a bit of a humph, but then begins to laugh too. Albert, do you have one for yourself? I ask. When he doesn't say no, I know it means yes. Tell us, Keisha says. I'm the elephant. Because you're big? I ask. No, Keisha says, because he has a good memory. Elephants do have good memories, he says, but that isn't why I chose it as my symbolic name. Then why? I ask. Well, I've become a pachyderm. Is that a religion? I ask. His face twitches a bit. No, an elephant is a pachyderm. It means an animal with a thick skin. I guess we're all pachyderms then, or we pretend to be. His finger picks at the side of his thumb. Elephants feel a wide range of emotions, but their behavior remains constant. On the outside, happy and sad often look the same. I can't remember the last time I had nothing to say about something. All this time, I thought that Albert was the science guy with as much feeling as a pine cone. But I was wrong. All that watching he does, all that thinking, he really does understand things. He definitely gets me. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just loving this book, man. Oh, wow. And look how awesome this boy is, man. He is just something else. And I know all of us know people like that, right? You got that one person who's just sitting back and, and they're just like observing everything. They don't say too much. They just checking out everything. But boy, I tell you, when it comes to them analyzing a situation, they like jam boogie on the spot. That means that's like kind of a funny way or figurative way of saying basically like they know exactly what it is that they're talking about because they pay attention. All right. So, well, there we go. There we have it once again. I want you all to remember to like, subscribe, and share our videos. All right. And I want you all to remember to please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. And yes, my daughter was just about to remind me, please do not forget to click that little bell, that notification bell, so every time that I upload a video, it's coming straight to you. Straight to you. All right, y'all. Peace out, my reading revolutionaries. Please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Peace.